I'm just super proud that that we get to experience Greenville, South Carolina, in this way. I mean, the tournament was put on first class. They hosted us with great pride and joy. Everywhere we went, we felt like it was the NCAA tournament, and I know it was it was more so because of the people who make it go, and they made us feel welcome and home. I'm sure the other 7 teams felt the same love.
Up front, DC.
Dawn, how hard is it to get to a Final Four? I know it's certainly not as easy as y'all have sometimes made it look, but now 5 times in 8 years, can you wrap your head around it that it's you've gotten there that many times?
You gotta get a little lucky, and you gotta get some players that really believe in it and that are unified, that really see, honestly, the bigger picture, and that is rare nowadays, because a lot of times young people only see themselves and where they want to what they want to accomplish. But when you get a combination of players who want those things, individual things, but they see the overarching, the big picture, and this group of players, and we've been very lucky at South Carolina where we got groups of players that basically clump together and want to play together to do some special things, and the bar is set pretty high for us to continue to do what we've done, and I mean that's the challenge of it each and every year, to try to top last year.
Gabrielle, and then we'll go State.
Gabrielle Lewis, the next. Coach, you've coached a lot of good teams, and you've also played against a lot of good teams. Where does this one stack up? And then if it's up there and it's one of the tops, what about it makes it so good?
You mean our team? Yes. I mean, this team has been to 3 consecutive Final Fours. I think they separate themselves from any other team that we've been a part of. This team is undefeated. No other team that I've coached ever, besides an Olympic team, or participated on an Olympic team that don't lose very many basketball games. But this isn't just about what this team has done on the court. I mean, you have to prep for being able to be as successful as we have, and they come every day, like every single day. They've created habits in which they just get the job done. They don't ask about how long is practice. They don't ask what drills are on the practice cards. They just say, okay, this is what we have to do. Let's get it done. And it turns out to be, one of the most, they're lean. There's no extra to what they do. And I'm really proud of them. I just hope that we're able to win a national championship, because they've done it the right way, and they're just exemplary of what you want every student athlete to be.
State.
Jeremiah Holloway with the State. Dawn, we know Aaliyah's game sometimes goes beyond numbers, but today she did have the 20 points. She did have the 5 assists. What were your thoughts on the way that she kind of asserted herself into the game?
She was great. I mean, we made some adjustments to some the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. Just we weren't gonna sit her on the block and just allow people to just just play physical and guard her with 2 and 3 people. We moved her around, and because we moved her around, she was a moving target. It was hard for them to double her because they weren't doubling her from the perimeter. She made some incredible drives. She was just all over the place. I thought we did a great job just allowing us to play through her, no matter where she was on the court. But she was due. She was due for one of these big games.
Grace.
Grace Rayner with The Athletic. Dawn, you guys obviously draw Iowa, 2 teams with really passionate fan bases, 2 players that everyone's talking about, and Aaliyah and Caitlin Clark. Just what is it?
Oh, they are? Where?
Well, you and Caitlin Clark are both trending on Twitter already.
Oh.
What does a matchup like this mean for women's basketball?
I don't know. I want to enjoy this. Like we're gonna have these questions for the next 4 days. So I want to enjoy our team and something special that they've been able to accomplish today, like getting to another Final Four, is is pretty special. So we're going to answer the Iowa Caitlin Clark's questions, in the near future. But I just want to enjoy this, and just give our players an opportunity to be talked about, to be the joy that I feel for this team to be able to be where they are. I'm just really happy, and I'd like to just answer questions about that.
I've got the final 5 questions already in line, starting here with Gamecock Scoop.
Alan Cole, GamecockCentral.com. After the end of the first quarter, kind of a fidgety quarter, you go back to Kiera, back to Aaliyah, back to Victoria. How much of this team's kind of senior leadership, kind of championship experience come in handy in a game that was a little bit frenetic, those first 10 minutes?
Yeah, the game had to settle down. Obviously, Maryland came out and played extremely fast, just moving the ball up and down the floor. They were extremely physical, and I thought it just took us a while to get our footing, to really make adjustments to how they were playing us. And once we did, we basically just, we fought aggression with aggression because they were really aggressive. And just over time, I just thought our depth and our ability to go inside and our ability to apply a little pressure to make it a little difficult for them to straight line drive us, or just to get wide open perimeter shots.
South Carolina locker room will be open to 10:15. We're going to have another question starting here. Back right.
Hey, Dawn Staley, Chaz Frazier, ABC Columbia. This game kind of mirrored the first one. You guys played them contested first half, but you guys pull away. Not that they need to prove that they're battle-tested, because they have, but what allows them to continue to do that over and over?
This team just wants to win. They don't really care how it looks. They just want to do what's necessary for us to score more points than the other team, and by way of defense. They're seasoned. They're veterans. They know how to win. They know how to win at different styles of play. And the main thing is they just don't want to lose. So they sacrifice themselves for the greater good of our team.
Athletic.
Hey, Dawn, Chantel Jennings with The Athletic. When you're building a program, how important is it to have those players like Aaliyah, who are obviously stars on the floor, but also become beloved by the community and the fan base and the state at large?
It's important that you build around great character individuals, who are really talented. Like, Aaliyah, that entire class, I know we hear a lot about Aaliyah, but the entire class in their own way are just big-hearted people. I got stories about Zaya. Zaya is always checking up on me to see how I'm doing, just to check in. Bree Bill, she does it in a different way. Like, she comes in and, it's no issue. Let's get going. Olivia is the best teammate that you could ever have, like the best teammate you could ever have. And then LA shows her love through her community service, through her being a good teammate, and through her just sacrificing, never really being a full-time starter for us, and just embracing it.
Final 2 questions starting here on the right, and then we'll go up front to ESPN.
Chris Rim, the New York Times. When you climb the ladder and you cut down the net, you like turn to one side and then turn to the other and then turn to the middle, like you were like a rock star at a concert or something. How does that feel to do that as many times as you've done it, and the fans?
Well, we got a choreographer that wants to make sure they got the right pictures, so I got to do that. I'm just following instructions, really. And then also, I just like to acknowledge our fans. If they wanted to take a picture from, way in the stands, I want them to capture that, because they pour so much into our team. And if we can give them a little bit of ourselves in that moment to share with them and to create memories, I'd like to do that.
Final question here down front.
Yeah, Coach Staley, if I could go back to the pursuit of perfection. If you go back to even your senior year at Virginia, as great as that team was, you still had one loss going into the Final Four. Can you kind of try to put into context how hard it is to not get tripped up once, especially as tough a schedule as you played this year?
It's extremely hard. Like, it's extremely hard to do what we've done. And to do it, I do think in this era, because parity is so much alive in our game that you have to you have to you have to be levels above everybody else, because you get everybody's best effort every single time that you step on the floor, and you can't have any slippage. And for this team, but I think this team is really, they've built to this point because they had excruciating losses. One in 2020 where we lost to Indiana in the Virgin Islands. And then the following year, we had a couple of losses, but the biggest one was in the Final Four. Like, they've built up some endurance of what it feels like to lose, and then to come back and win a national championship last year. I think they just have enough losing in them to not want to feel that way, and they've cried buckets of tears for the losses, and especially the big losses, that they don't need a lesson of losing a game along this journey that we have this season.
Congratulations again, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.